In this video, I am going to share with you 3 secret methods on how you can land a job in any industry, even if you have no experience in the field at all. And I know these methods work because me and thousands of others have been using these exact methods to land their dream jobs in all the best industries across the globe. Now, for those of you who just like to skim the surface and grab the highlights, let me help you out. I'll give you the short version, but then I will elaborate on these a little bit more for those of you that like a little bit more content. Here are the 3 secret methods that you can use to land a job in any industry. Number 1, work in the industry for free. Number 2, go in through the back door. And number 3 is to start your own company in that industry and do your own thing. Now, I do want to warn you that it is not easy, but you can do it if you just stick with the plan and have a dream that is possible, regardless of whatever industry it is that you're targeting and regardless of what you've done in the past. These methods help me land many jobs. I use these exact methods to get there. And if I can do it, so can you. At the time that I'm recording this video, I am actively working in a rewarding and satisfying job in the ever-evolving tech industry. And for someone on the outside, it may seem like it was a perfectly curated set of choices and opportunities that kind of brought me where I am today. But honestly, it was anything but perfect. It was actually quite a mess. I worked in jobs in about every industry imaginable across 5 different states. At one point in time, my resume was so long that I even had to cut out some jobs that I had just to make sure the resume was an acceptable size for the submission process to most jobs. And that's a lot. And I used to be embarrassed by it, quite honestly, but reflecting over my extraordinary life, I would say that one of the main attributes in me being able to live such a wonderful life is that anytime I had a curiosity or an interest about a particular career or industry, not only did I learn it and pursue it, but I actually did it. So let's elaborate a little bit. The first secret method to land a job in any industry is to work in the industry for free. Now, I know it sounds outrageous at first. You think about it like, I'm not going to do a bunch of work for somebody and not get paid for it. But when you think about it, this is something that's been going on for years and it's very popular. Think about internships. This is an acceptable form of people breaking into industries. A lot of the most sought after industries have internships available. When you think about entertainment and music and technology, these tech companies have these internships where they actively reach out to find people that are interested in having careers in that field, and they give them the opportunity to come in, learn, see what it's like, get their feet wet. And if it's something that interests you, if you have the ability to do an internship, then you're able to build networks, you're able to understand what's needed, build some skill sets, build some friends, and really get to see the progression of what that career ladder would look like. And in most cases, companies that do this want to invest in people that are interested in pursuing it. So if you do a good job and you put your foot down, there is a path for you. Think of situations like Diddy. Diddy himself started as an intern at Uptown Records. But because he was so good, he had a passion, he knew exactly what he was doing, he knew that he could use that internship to get in front of other artists and music label executives and engineers and recording engineers, and by doing that he was able to position himself really well that it worked out great for him because he proved that he could do it, and he was able to catapult his career to heights that are unimaginable to most of us. Now, I know that internships may not be possible for a lot of you because it does usually require that you work at the company full time, so you would have to manage your affairs and your finances kind of doing part-time and gig work. That is an option for some of you and you can do it, but I understand that asking somebody to commit full-time efforts to a job that they're not getting paid for may not be realistic for some people. So another way that you can work in an industry for free is by taking on a side hustle to learn a skill, and you start by giving away your work for free. This is particularly possible with like the trades or the creative industries, filmmaking and things like that. You could start learning everything that you need to learn on the side while you're working a full-time job, getting paid. And then once you develop a certain set of skills, you can start shopping around, doing freelance work for free or pro bono work for free, as some like to call it, in order to gain yourself some popularity, put your name out there, to start building a resume and prove that proof of concept or social proof, right? Once you get that social proof, then you're able to start charging and eventually raise your rates, expand your network out through social media, digital marketing and advertising, and then eventually you could be at a point where that part-time side hustle income ultimately makes more money than your full-time job, and then you'll be able to transition out. The second method to break into an industry is called the backdoor method. And I love this method. I've used this multiple times throughout my career and it's landed me some great positions in some great industries. But you have to be willing to not focus on the job, right? Because a lot of the great jobs that are jobs that you aspire to are not going to have somebody come in through the back door. But you have to look at the industry and understand that if I want to get into this industry, then I can look at the existing skills that I have. Maybe it's sales or customer service or something like that. And then you can take that and get a sales or customer service job at another company within the industry that you like. And then from there, you can start building your networks, get to know people, understand the job postings, get a mentorship, learn the skills that you need in that industry, learn about the competitors. You actually get paid at that point to learn, right? You're getting paid, mind you, it might be less than you want because it's not your ultimate level where you want to be, but it's a way to get in and start. And then you're getting paid to learn, and then you can start applying for jobs, build your resume, get some mentorships, and it's a great way for you to break into an industry. I've done this multiple times throughout my career. When I was looking to become a day trader, I had no trading experience. I had no money to put towards trading, and so all the interviews I went on to become a day trader, none of them wanted anything to do with your boy Paul. I mean, totally crickets. I'd round from firm to firm to firm to firm, nobody would have me, but eventually what I decided to do is I had sales skills, so I looked for a sales job within the industry and I landed myself in a business development role at a day trading firm where my responsibility was going out and trying to find people or other traders to bring into the firm for them to train and build. And through that, I was able to, number one, of course, I met a lot of people because I was recruiting traders, so I was speaking to traders on a day-to-day basis. I get to see them in the hallways, have lunch, build some friendships, pick their mind, talk to them about their strategies. Number two, I learned about all the competitors because I had to understand what the other competing firms were doing with their traders, where they worked, got to understand who the players were, and so I understood a lot about the competitive landscape. And number three, I just had a good feel for what the industry involved, what you needed to do. I saw people that succeeded, I saw people that failed. I was able to take the bits that I needed to take from those and learn from their mistakes and apply it to my life. And I used those resources and those networks when it was time for me to transition out of my role and start trying to day trade for myself. I was able to successfully do that through the networks and the friends that I built in that role. And I went on for a good period of time as a day trader, and it was a wonderful, extraordinary experience for the moment. So the third secret method on how to land a job in any industry is to start your own company within that industry. I mean, this is a situation where, hey, you've been knocking on doors, nobody wants any part of you, nobody's returning your calls, you just don't have the experience and they're not interested in you, then you know what? Make your own way. There's never been a better time in history for you to have access to learn the information that you need to break in the industry. Now, you can do this with a full-time job and do this on the side as a side hustle. So you start learning what you need to learn outside of your regular business hours. Take some time and investment. I understand it takes a little bit more time. It's going to take a little bit of money to do it, but most of us can spare an hour to 2 hours a day to invest in ourselves and build our skills. You build a company, you find a product or a service to offer, learn what it takes to do it, and put your services out there. Through social media and digital advertising, there's no way for you not to be able to make an impact. And there's really three outcomes to this. Number one, you get into the industry, you find out it's not what you thought it was, or you realize it's something that you just don't enjoy, and then you can transition out. So you learned it, you put your foot in, you realize it wasn't for you, hey, that's it, I'm done. Wrap it up and start something else. Not a bad thing. Second thing that can happen is that you have some type of success, you build yourself a resume, you learn some skills, you build some networks, you talk to some other competitors, you build yourself a database of people in the business and you start getting noticed. And then there are going to be people within that field that are going to recognize your skills and your talent, and they want to bring you on board for certain things in their company. So you're able to work for another company because you built experience working in an industry for yourself. People love to see that. They love to see that you're resourceful and you're able to go out and make things happen for yourself without counting on them. The third thing that can happen is that your business becomes really successful and you don't even need to worry about looking for a job. You are the man, you are doing it for yourself, and you're living the life as an entrepreneur. Those are the three outcomes that you could have. Now, I've experienced this on multiple levels. I remember when I was young, I wanted to get into the music business with no music business experience. I was just getting out of high school, but I loved music. My friends loved music. They wanted to be musicians and rappers. And so what I decided to do was to start my own record label and help market and promote other artists. So in doing so, not only did I meet a bunch of artists, right, but I also got in touch with a lot of engineers, a lot of recording studios. I saw a lot of other music executives, other label owners, distribution companies, and through that network, I really leveraged myself some of the greatest friendships and some of the greatest opportunities that I've ever come across in my life. I worked in the music business, usually as a side hustle for years and years and years, and it was amazing. I was able to hang out with stars, backstage at shows. It was the time of my life. There was even a moment when I was running the record label where one of the producers I was working with was starting his own dance record company, basing it out of Amsterdam. And he gave me a blind offer just to come in and start the company with him as his A&R agent. And at the time, I was too invested in my own company and I had visions and a plan for that, so I turned it down. Was it a mistake? I don't know. I oftentimes think about it. I wonder what happened with that. I could be in Amsterdam right now as a huge A&R agent at a major dance company. I don't know, but we're here today and that's where we're at. So there you have it. Those are the three secret methods that you can use to land yourself a job in any industry. Now, I don't know where you are in your particular journey right now. You know, maybe you're just getting into the workforce and you're trying to figure out what you want to do. Or maybe you're someone who's been stuck in a job for a while, you're a little tired and you haven't felt any fun, fulfillment, or satisfaction in years and you're just trying to get out. Regardless, your destiny is in your hands. Everything you need is right there in front of you. On the same device that you're using to watch this video, you can go on there and learn some additional skills, do your research, and find what you need to succeed in the industry that you want. All you need to do is define what it is that you want and take action. Think about your life today and where you will be 10 years from now if you do nothing and everything stays status quo. And think of what it can be like 10 years from now if you do a little sacrifice, put in a little bit of hard work today to live the life of your dreams in the industry that you've always dreamed about. Doesn't matter what you've done in the past, doesn't matter what you're doing today. The important thing is that now you decide to take some actions from this point forward. You have the ability to change your life, and I love to see you be able to do it, just like I've been able to reinvent myself and change my life multiple times over the course of this extraordinary life. And so I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if there's anything here that particularly resonates with you. Have you tried any of these things before? What has worked for you? You know, I'm always anxious to see what people have to say in the comments. And certainly if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you hit the like button. And if you want more motivational videos and ideas on how you can build an extraordinary life for yourself, make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out some other videos here on this channel. I'd love to have you as an active member of this community. I want to thank you for watching. I am your boy Paul. It's been a pleasure sharing part of my journey with you, and I hope to see you on yours. Take care.